Okay, next message of the day. Let's see what this is about. Hello, honey roses. Thank you for being here. If you need anything from me, check the description box in the pinned comment area. But I always put it in the description box first, so check there. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if they give me a channel message real quick. Independent consciousness. That's what I just heard. I've never heard those two words together before. Independent consciousness. Think for yourself. You think for yourself. You've been learning to think independently and stop just like going along with the get along. You're replacing your prior ways with new ways. Like you are learning. You're learning what to look for when it comes to your daily dealings. Like, okay. Independent consciousness. Let me see if that says a thing when I look it up. Let me see. Independent consciousness. Independent consciousness generally refers to the idea that awareness and the subject or the subjective experience of being can exist apart from any physical or material entity such as the brain. Oh, wait, let me read that again. Independent consciousness generally refers to the idea that awareness and the subjective experience of being can exist apart from any physical or material entity such as the brain. It suggests that consciousness is a fundamental aspect of reality that is not solely dependent on the functioning of the brain or other biological structures. That shows that consciousness is alive, you know, on its own. Like consciousness does not need a vessel. That's basically what it's saying. Awareness and self, that's why I always think about when the soul and spirit disconnect from the body. Your consciousness lives on. Why don't they teach this in school? In la escuela. That would lessen the fear that people tend to have when it comes to transcending, transformation, when it's time to leave from this realm. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say about this here for you. Darling, let's see, darling. This makes you sharp. This makes you very intelligent. A lot of you hold a lot of knowledge. Much knowledge you hold within your consciousness. And it's because you've been incarnated over and over and over again. So you hold all of that knowledge that you've had from prior lives. Okay? If you don't believe in life after death and all that, then this message is not for you. But if you want to stick around and listen and like the video to support, that's fine too, darling. You never know. You might hear something that you want to hear or that you didn't know you want to hear. Okay? Stability, walking away from. Let me see. Some of you may have often felt like a sense of disconnect, attachment from the world because you feel like you're so different from everybody else, because that's what it looks like here. Like it's the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. It's like trying to blend in but not blending, right? Feeling different because of excuse me, feeling different with this King of Swords because of how you think and what you say, what you speak. It's not aligned with your community. It may not be aligned with your family. You're different. Many of you are different. You think differently from your norm. What's normal within your environment. You don't think like your environment. So you are like, you have leadership qualities just because of that alone, because you're thinking for yourself, okay? You're not so influenced by your environment. And that makes you a strong-minded person. If anything, if I could just name a few things, that would be one of them. That makes someone, considered to be strong-minded. Okay. It was destined for you to have this perception of your environment, those around you in the world. This was your destiny. Because you have that consciousness to be able to understand. See, many times we get annoyed when it comes to people who don't know any better. But that's just because they have a baby soul. Many times these people have baby souls, or they just have a soul that chose not to learn. And they keep coming back trying to learn the same lessons and keep making the same mistakes. Because their consciousness doesn't hold any ancient knowledge. Because every lifetime prior, they may not have even taken those steps to get to a place yet. It's that bird on my window. I don't know how it was just on the window like that. I think maybe it was just close to the window. You had to remove yourself away from a lot of people because you felt that they didn't understand you, and it became a burden. That was very burdensome to you. Because you thought that them being around you was a good thing at one point, but then once you realized it wasn't, you had to really pick yourself back up again from the traumatic experience that you went through. Because I heard behind your back there was too much secrecy. Behind your back there was too much secrecy. Un momento. See, I've never heard the term independent consciousness, but this is something that should be talked about. That's how I feel. I think it solidifies how powerful we are and how intelligent we could all be. And for those who didn't choose to learn from their past lives, they weren't in that mindset to learn from their past life. If they hear this message now, there's hope for them, and there's a possibility that just hearing about independent consciousness, just to hear about it, can stay with their consciousness even when they transcend from the earth to the etheric realm. Being that they'll have it still stored in their consciousness, when they incarnate again, there's a possibility, this is what Spirit is saying, I've never heard this before, but there's a possibility that they can make changes in their future self, in their future incarnation. So if the right things are instilled in the minds of those who keep making the same mistakes, that through all these lifetimes they're just not learning, and they're either a new soul or they just are a soul that chose not to learn. If they are taught the benefits of learning and understanding why they should learn from their experiences in this current life, their consciousness can hold on to that truth, and when they incarnate again, they'll be more likely to move towards a route of reflecting on their life experiences to give them a chance for growth. Okay, that's what I'm getting with that. But I feel like many of you do believe in the power of the consciousness and the magic that is within. So even when things were challenging for you, there was always still this little glimmer within inside of you that helped you to keep going when you wanted to give up. And that's that connection that you have with the divine through your consciousness, because your consciousness is also connected to your subconscious mind. So love and the remnants of like faith, and even if you didn't grow up learning about God, like many of you have the nature of God within you. You don't really realize it because you're not big on religion or spirituality or anything, but you just have moral and ethical, like you're morally and ethically conscious. So you have divine alignment for that reason. And many of you don't even realize that you walk in divine alignment because you're just a good person. Like you just choose to be a good person, because we all have a choice. And it's like, because of this, you're more cautious. You think, you meditate on things before you make moves. You walk from a place of love. Like you want good relationships. You know, and you strive for that. I don't feel like those who this message is resonating with, you're not someone who just walks around looking for trouble, like looking for a problem and then trying to create a problem. And then having this competitive nature at all times where it's straight competition and it's not like ascension and elevation and growth and learning, you know, and understanding people for their differences. It's not all those things that are the opposite. You have an ascended mind, which leads you to have an ascended nature. And an ascended mind is God's mind. That's a God mind. Even if you don't realize that, it is. That's a creator's mind. An ascended mind is a creator's mind as well. And it's like sometimes you think like, I know I made some mistakes. I did some things that just wasn't right. And there could have even been times when you knew that the decision that you were making was not right, but you still did it anyway. It was just like this moment in time that you were just in, and you were in this ruthless era of yours. And I think many of us go through that. I know I did. And I'm still kind of in there though. Like that's my personality in a way. I be breaking rules and stuff, but there's intention beyond it. I was about to say behind it, but beyond it came out. For telling me something. Yeah, but that's going to take me too far. I don't want to go that far, so I'm trying to stay right here. But when you are unruly and you're young and you need guidance, that's when many lessons are learned. I was about to say a lot of mistakes are made, but I like the approach of many lessons I learned because it's more on the positive side of expression. And I think that's what we need. We need to hold on to the more lighthearted, and even when we're talking about something that consists of heavy hearts, if we approach it and deliver it from a lighthearted space, it makes it easier to digest and accept. Because yes, things can get heavy when it comes to reality, but it also depends on how we communicate to each other about these things, right? Words and delivery and the tone of voice, body language, all that, it means so much. It means so much. Just like little things. You could tell when somebody like snarls at you and they hope you don't see them because they don't really want to get caught, or some people don't care. But you know when people just look at you with disdain, like they just hate you and you don't even like know these people. It's like, yo, you a demon now, right now. You got some stuff going on in there that you need to work out, and you need to tell your demon to sit down. Okay? Because this is something that really happens in life, and I'm seeing here that you've learned to be stable in love with yourself, as well as with, I heard, the contents of your consciousness. I feel like I need something hot. I'll get that when I'm done with this message. But you've learned to love yourself and the contents of your consciousness. And I feel like you're learning to trust yourself. This is what this is really about. Like, your ascended mind is divinely aligning you to the right timeline. Oh, that rhymed. Oh, I need the coffee. I almost forgot what I said. I'm gonna get a charm. Let me see. What's this? The music note again. This is just giving frequency. There's all these charms in here. All of these charms in here. And I got we have the music note again. 100% frequency. 100% frequent. 144 frequency. This makes me think about the 144 frequency. Let me look it up and see what it say real quick. Let me see. Give me see. Give me see. Okay. I'm going to I'm going to read 144 hertz frequency benefits. Okay. The 144 hertz frequency offers benefits in both visual displays and meditation practices. For displays, it translates to a smoother, clearer visual experience, especially in gaming and productivity applications. In meditation, 144 hertz is considered a sacred frequency used for deep meditation and spiritual practices. Third eye chakra activation. So it's really about enhancing your intuition and your psychic abilities. So if you're interested in enhancing your psychic abilities and your intuition, turn on this frequency on YouTube or whatever site you use to activate or assist with the activation of your mind's eye. Because our mind's eye is what is actually attracted to God's mind, to that God mind. Yeah. Actually, did I ever listen to this? I don't think I ever really pulled up this frequency. I wonder if my powers would get stronger. I'm about to turn it on in the background of the videos today to get that third eye chakra activation on activation. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's it for this message. Activate that mind's eye so you can see the correct timeline. Okay. All right. Okay. I like to move my shoulders. I'm telling you, the energy always come out the shoulders for me. And sometimes the hand. Sometimes I get a jazz hand here and there. But anyway, everything you do, do it with love. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.